What is going on, guys and gals? Top of the morning to you all. It's a chilly day here in Athens, Georgia. It's time to get those jackets out. This is my favorite time of the year. You know, when we spend money to work in a professional studio, there's an expectation that things are going to be expedient, that they're going to be efficient and timely. The opposite seems to be true when we're working in our home studios. Things can be anything but timely and efficient. It's so easy to get sidetracked and to take a lifetime to finish a project that we start with very clear, defined deadlines that we want to release things on. And I've been suffering from this recently, and I'm wondering if you guys are too. Does any of this sound familiar? In today's video, we are going to be setting up a dry erase board, a whiteboard, gridding it out, and kind of some hacks of best ways to do that to help me stay on top of my recording projects. I'm in the middle of a project right now that I'm sort of upside down and way behind schedule on. And we'll discuss why you should definitely consider doing the same. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome to the channel. I am Justin Brogdon. I'll be your guide on all things DIY home studio on this channel. I invite you to take a look around. We've got a bunch of videos here. If you like what you see, I would also like to invite you to hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you get notified when these videos come out, and drop me a comment as I always ask. I'd love to know where you are at in the world, where you're at on your musical journey, and a little something about yourself. Also, if you're on the social medias, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I'll have both of those linked in the description below, as well as a link to my website, where if you would like to support this channel, there is some merch there that you can pick up, which would be a great way to support this channel. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get to it. All right, so as you can see, here we go. This is our dry erase board. I have my grids on there. I want to talk about these grids in just a minute, but I do find it interesting that I have used one of these dry erase boards on every project I've worked in and every professional studio that I've ever worked in. But when I look at home studio tours and go see friends' home studios, you never see these dry erase boards in there. And I realize it's not as enticing or seductive as a piece of analog vintage gear or analog gear in general, but it could be argued that it's more important. You know, what is this dry erase board going to help us do? Well, one, it's going to help us stay on schedule. Two, it's going to help us clearly see what has been completed within our project and what still needs to be done, so that we're not hunting down and trying to remember whether we track guitars for that one song that we haven't pulled up in a week or so. Everything is right here in front of us. And lastly, it's going to help us stay accountable to the deadlines that we set for ourselves, so that we don't just start projects in our studios. We don't just start things and tell people, hey, I'm going to have new music coming out. I'm as guilty of this as anyone. I mean, I'm making this because I need it, because I'm actually suffering from what I'm suggesting that this is going to help us avoid right now. So it's going to help me stay accountable to the deadlines that I've set, setting new deadlines and really trying to work through and get these done. And it's going to really save all of us a lot of time. All right, so the first things first, you've got to decide on a dry erase board. You can go pick one up at Office Depot. You can go pick one up on Amazon. I'm gonna link this exact dry erase board in the description below. I think this is a great size, but you get whatever size works for you in your space. What I really like about this one is that it can either be hung on the wall, or it has retractable feet. You can adjust the height of it. I could set this where it would set up on a table if I wanted to, or obviously it's freestanding on the ground right now, and I can raise it and lower it. But almost as important as that, it collapses and is very easy to get out of the way when I'm done using it and don't need it. Like I talk about on this channel a lot, when we are working in our home studios, we are at a deficit of space. So the more that we can make things that are going to be modular and convertible and on wheels and easy to get around and get out of the way when we need that space to be something else, the better it's going to serve us. And this is, again, right in line with that. So once you got your dry erase board, you've got some decisions to make. How do you want to make your grids? When I started this, my intention was to just take a permanent marker and get a square edge, a flat edge, and just draw out some permanent grid lines and then use dry erase markers to fill in spots. I'm actually waiting on some new dry erase markers to get here because mine, well, they're dead. They don't work anymore. So I don't have this filled out yet, but I will tomorrow when those show up. I'll also link some of those in the description below. But drawing lines just seemed cumbersome and clunky, and I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. It's going to make it cleaner. I don't need things to be perfect, but I do have a little touch of the OCD, and I like things to look, well, as good as possible. So after doing some research, I figured out, really, this is the saving grace here. This is graphic tape, and it is an 1/8 of an inch wide, and it just easily goes on here. It easily comes off of the whiteboard. So if you need to pull them off, you can do so. If you need to start over and try again, I'm going to link this as well. This to me is the secret ingredient to keeping things, I may find a situation where I need to pull all of this out, restructure how this is laid out. It will be super easy to do. As you can see, it was really easy to set up and get set up to begin with. So again, this is not going to be one of those juicy gear reviews that's going to get everybody fired up about going and getting a headphone system or going and getting some new preamps or any of that kind of stuff. But these are the little things that are going to help you work faster, more efficiently, stay more in tune with exactly what you have going on, making sure that when you start a project, that you finish that project, that you can see all along the way where you stand with things, especially if you're recording more than one song at a time, which most of us probably are, and they finish based on whichever one you're feeling at the moment. And often we don't really have a grasp of where we stand with the other ones that we don't work on as much because it's out of sight, out of mind. And this is going to really help us stay dialed in and getting our projects done. So doing things this way is just going to allow us to have a very clean end product. And I am very satisfied with this. As you can see, it's not perfect. I eyeballed this whole thing, but it meets my needs. So I can make notes down here of anything that I need to make. I'll probably do songs here. I've got 15 here. I've got 12 here. Or 13 here that will be instruments. So you have drums, guitars, bass, keys, backing vocals, lead vocals, synth parts, guitar solos, however you want to segment it. And you can have as many of these as you need and set it up whatever's going to work best for your workflow. But just consider how this is going to help you in your home studio and help you work more efficiently. All right, so that is going to be my juicy video for today. If you're not subscribed to this channel, once again, as always, I would like to invite you to consider hitting that subscribe button. If you made it to the end of this video, turn your notifications on and smash the like button. You made it to the end. It really helps with the algorithm, and I really appreciate it. I'm Justin Brogdon. It's been great being here with you today. If you have any questions at all, please drop me a comment. And until next time, you guys keep doubling down and keep making all of that amazing music. I will be seeing you in the next one. Peace.